So, you may know who Vince Lombardi is. I'm pretty old, and so, yeah, okay. Yeah, you all heard Vince Lombardi. Vince Lombardi was back, when I was in high school, my passionate guy that I played middle linebacker was Ray Dixby. Now, some of you, he's a Hall of Fame football player. Me, this guy, you bring all those rookies into camp that had been drafted that year from the college to the NBA, or NFL. And they would all come in and sit in a meeting like this, and I don't know, there'd be 15, 20 of them. And he'd give them this pep talk. And then he said, the greatest part about it was, he said, once I was done giving the talk, I would walk around and I would look each one of them in the eye, just like this. And I would stop in front of each one of them and I would just stare at them. And he said, because I love doing that, because you know why? I had no idea which one of them were going to make the team, but they did. They did. And when I heard him say that, I said, man, that's this business. Because, you look people in the eye, I don't know if you're going to make it, but you know, right? And as I look around this room, I know a room this size, not all of you are going to build a big Beachbody business, but some of you are, and the ones that are, you know it already. You already know, because of what's inside of you, what's happening in your life, where you got to go, what you got to do, how big your dream is. No one will deny you that in your life, period. And that's why people have said, oh, Amway doesn't work. And people have told me nobody's made money in that business. You know what? I didn't care about any of that stuff, because I knew that I knew that I knew, period. But until you get to that point, you're wavering all the time. Until you really know that you know that you know, you're wavering, because you're not sure. And today you're in, tomorrow you're out. And next week you're going to do 5 exposures, the week after you're not going to do it. Because you don't know yet. You're not sure yet, right? It's like the sweet spot, right? Your sweet spot in your life is knowing that where you are is what you're supposed to be doing every day of your life. The sweet spot. Those of you who play baseball. I played professional baseball for the California Angels. Right? Now, when you hit a baseball, those of you who play know this, when you hit a baseball, if you hit the sweet spot of a bat, and you have a decent swing, that ball's gone. It's a home run. And those of you that ever hit one know you don't even feel it. Because the guy, we used to come to the guy coming here, I go, dude, didn't feel that, did you? You guys trotting around the bases, hit a bomb, right? No, didn't feel a thing. That's what you want. All of us have that in our life. We all have a sweet spot that is what we love to do. I use the example of Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa lives in Calcutta, feeds dying, starving children, dresses in rags, and she doesn't want to live in a Ritz-Carlton. She doesn't want to have a nice lifestyle. She is right where she's supposed to be and lives and loves it every single day. I saw an interview with her once and somebody said, are you ever tired? She goes, oh my gosh, yes. They go, what do you do when you're tired? She says, I walk out on the street, I pick up a dying child, and I carry her back to the hospital, and I feed her. That's what she loves to do. That's her life. She was designed to do that. Some of you that understand what I'm saying, it's kind of crazy, but you got in this business and you go, you know what? This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Whether it's the fitness side or just it's people. It's significance in people's lives. That's what I've been designed to do. I know it. We were all born relational. We're relational people. And a lot of us we live in this island where we live our lives by ourselves sometimes. We're not designed to do that. We're designed to wake up every day and go out and make a difference in people's lives. That's what, for those of us that have the DNA to get it, that's our sweet spot. And when you know it and you know it, then you know that you know it's going to get done. And for a lot of us, maybe today, my dream when I'm done here at 11:30, whatever time we finish, my dream is that you get it now. And you really own this business in your life. And you really understand that this thing is so much greater than just working out. Excuse me. I tell people it's the whole story. What's the whole story? It's not P90X. It's not insanity. It's not Shakeology. It's not even Carl's mission. It's everything together. This has all come together for a great reason. Because you can sit down with anybody in America, and starting this year, when we launch globally, you're going to be able to go to other countries and sit down with people. And I found out, whether I was speaking in Germany, I opened the Philippines for Amway, I opened in Mexico, we signed up 10,000 people in 10 days in Mexico, that everybody has DNA in all different parts of the world. There are people that are dreamers that want to own their own business, own their own company, and no limits on what they can accomplish. And that's exactly what you have. But once you understand that and get that, then there's responsibility. That's why we're scared. Because the responsibility is now, do it. Right? Now, here it is, here's the football, get on the field, get in the game, and win in this business. Because if you have that DNA, and you're not winning, you're the most miserable human being in the world. You're miserable to be around. Nobody likes you, because you're not happy with yourself. Is it true when you're building this business and you're doing your to-do list every day and you're getting it done, whether people get in your business that day or not, you feel good about yourself. it's exciting, it's a great business. When you're not doing it, it sucks. It does. When you're not doing this, you go, oh, you know, or there was someone who said, I hate Larry Sinberg, you know, 2 exposures a day, the man's a sickie. You know, it's all this stuff, right? Because we're not doing it. Because when you're not on the journey or on the road in your dream to accomplish what you now know you've been given the opportunity to accomplish, you're going to be a miserable person. It's like walking up the spiral staircase, you're halfway up. You have a choice. Do I go to the top, or do I turn around and go back down? Because you can't stay on that tread. You are not going to be able to remain on the tread. You can't do it. So you're either going to start moving backwards, or you're going to start climbing to the top, or whatever that top is for you, whatever that dream is, whatever that goal is. But you can't stay on that tread. Some of you have been standing on that tread for a while, and it's shrinking. All of a sudden you're going to realize, I have to go up, or I have to step back. This tread is disappearing out from under me. And those of you with a job, those of you that are broke, those of you that have credit card debt, those of you that are being destroyed by the economy, that's the tread shrinking. And now, especially, you know, if you're a mom or a dad, you have children, we don't have a choice. Start climbing, right? Going back really isn't an alternative either. Going back is not an alternative. So a part of it is, this business is timing in our life, right? The timing and preparedness meet, that's when success starts. And for a lot of you, you're kind of at that point. You're at the point where you're just kind of saying, you know what, Greg? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. Have you ever woken up in the morning? I remember way back when. You wake up in the morning and you go, you still work. Every one of you work. And we're adding $50,000 a year in income to your lifestyle. I have people I've been working with now in the last year in this business that have increased their income to $60,000, some of them $100,000 in 1 year in the beach body business. Because they decided to move forward, to get from the tread they're on that was shrinking to start climbing. And that's all what's there for you guys. You know, for me, I mean, I was broke. I was $250,000 in debt in 1979. I was because I owned three houses I had built, spec homes in California. They were $1.5 million each. I'm trying to sell them. The bank's calling for the interest on the money that I borrowed. $30,000 a month interest. Right? So I hold on this property. I finally give it away. I basically just sold it for whatever I had in it and made no money, but I owe the bank $250,000. And that's where I started in 1979 when I started the business. I was working all night as a cop. I worked graveyard shift. I went to work at 11 and worked till 8 in the morning. At 8 in the morning, I got off and went to my construction job, and I owned a construction company. 25 guys working for me, building homes in California, and I didn't sleep. And I was doing that when I saw the Amway business. But you know what I did when I saw the Amway business? I said, if I don't do this, because this will buy my life back, this will give me time. Because the other 2 jobs, I mean, one of them was a cop, the other one I owned my own business, but they were just trading time for money. Right? I was trading time for money. I sold a house. You know, if I built you a house and sold it, I can't go back next year and ask you to repay for it. You know, I can't go back and say, hey, did you enjoy your house? Would you mind paying me for it again? I had to start over at zero, right? This business didn't work that way. I knew whatever time I put in the first year, I knew my income would start right there. It wasn't going to go backwards. I didn't have to re-earn it again. So when I saw the Amway business, I wanted time. That's what I was looking for. Plus, I wanted money to pay off my debt, but I wanted time in my life. And it wasn't easy. It was hard. I mean, I would literally go 5 days with no sleep because I showed the Amway business every single night. Somebody asked me, how did you build such a big business fast? I said, 987 days in Amway, 867 of them I showed the business to somebody. In 987 days, 867 of them, I put this business in front of somebody. Whether it was a home party, whether it was a briefing, whether it was a big meeting like this, I showed people the business because I understood it. I got it. DNA people out there. I'm going to go find people with DNA. Right? If we put 2 decks of cards face down, there's 52 in each deck, that's 104 cards. There's 8 aces in that. If it's a legal deck, there's 8 aces on the table. Right? And what do? We got to turn them over. We got to turn the cards. You can't sit there and go, oh, that's my brother-in-law, he's so successful, he'll never want to do this business. So you never turn him over. And you don't know what's going on with your brother-in-law. Right? I live in Orange County, California. In Orange County, people buy things they don't want with money they don't have to impress people they don't even like. Seriously, that's how they live. Right? And the people are your neighbors down the street that are living in a $1.5 million house are going to lose it in 90 days and you don't care enough to go show them because you're worried about, well, they're already successful. You don't know what's going on inside of people's lives. You don't know the fact that they could be very successful, but they've never had a day of significance in the life of somebody else, and they're a sweet spot. That's what it is. So you turn a card over. And if it's a 2, it's a 2. It's not a DNA person, probably. It could be a jack. It could be a king. It could be a 10, a 9, an 8. Just you turn up. Look, there's an ace. Pretty cool. When I used to do speaking like this, I'd bring in 2 decks of cards and I'd pass them out the room. I'd say, okay, turn your card over. And one person 2. Oh, you're a 2. And all of a sudden there'd be 8 aces. Boom. 8 aces in this business will build you a multi-million-dollar business. 8 aces that have the DNA that build large businesses, 15-star diamonds, they're going to you'll be making $1 million a year in this business by finding 8 aces. How difficult is that? It is if you never turn the cards. And if you turn the card, you got a 2. Realize it's a 2. Love them as a 2. They're great. I love 2s. 2s buy product. 2s are nice people. They're just not going to build a business, right? And so what do? We get a 2 and we try to convince them they're an ace. Don't want to do that. And you sit there and you go, "You're an ace." They go, "You're an ace. You are an ace, right?" They're, "No, I'm really a 2. I'm just a 2. I like to drink this stuff and work out with Tony, and I'm good." No, you're an ace. Right? So you're over at their house telling them they're an ace, and they already know they're a 2, and they are a 2. They're always going to be a 2. My brothers are 2s. I love my brothers. They're 2s.